Hey guys, it's me Dave and welcome back to week 29 of building Crait. Okay guys, so just quickly to address, it's been about 3 weeks since the last Crait segment. I had some personal things that kind of came up in my life, had to deal with that, so I apologize for this segment being a little bit late. So those of you who are looking and updating your feed on Saturdays, I am so sorry. I had to address these things that kind of came up, so I apologize for that, guys. Moving on, Crait. This segment, it's a doozy, it's a long one. So even though I had personal things that came up, I was still, doing Crait when I could. And I have a pretty big segment for you guys. The main thing we're going to be doing, I mean, there isn't really a main thing because there's so much we're doing, honestly. We're looking at minifigures, we're finishing the trench, we're adding details to the trench, we're adding details to the turrets, we're adding the cloud behind the ski speeder, we're doing more mountain work, we're adding salt pieces. So as you can see, we're doing a lot in this segment. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot here and I think you guys are gonna really like it. There's a lot to kind of digest, so I'm not gonna talk too long here in the beginning. Lastly, I just want to thank our sponsor BrickVibe. They have over 6.7 million pieces, brand new Lego elements. They're one of the largest North American BrickLink sellers, and boy, do they have some of the best customer service. And without their help, guys, Crait behind me would not be possible to finish up. So again, I want to thank BrickVibe. Go ahead and take a look at their BrickLink site down below with the link in the description. All right, guys, let's go ahead and jump into the video.
Okay, guys, so starting this segment off, first off, I got a huge BrickLink order from BrickVibe. As you can see, it's a big box and like very big compared to like the ATM6 over there. There is a ton, and I mean a ton of parts in here. You guys should recognize what I'm going to use these for. It's going to be for right there. We're going to finally finish off this. This has been something I kind of been waiting on for a while, but to finally finish off and close in the between the trench and what we were kind of doing with the snot technique of the bricks. So I'm very excited that we have those parts. Not going to go through everything, but I will quickly show just kind of all the different parts in here because there's a lot of different stuff, guys. I mean, we are getting to the end right now. Honestly, I think I'm just gonna flip this thing over. Whoops, some of it fell on the floor. Okay, there we go. And the last two, there we go. All right, so as you can see, there's a lot of parts here. A lot of 2x4 bricks. So these are actually going to be used to close in, kind of, I don't know if you can see it, but right over there. And then these 1x3s are what I've been using for the wall. Let's see what else. 2x4 bricks. I'm really debating, guys. I'm really debating that whether I use red bricks or gray bricks for when I'm filling in this side right here, right? So you're gonna have this mountain that comes all the way up here, right? Well, this right here, there's gonna be like a room here, but I still have all this stuff. There's still gonna be a big wall right here that has to cover up, and I'm not sure whether I want to continue the red all the way up or I want the gray to go all the way up. So I have enough. There's a bunch of red bricks right there, bunch of red bricks here, bunch of gray bricks. I have both, so I think what I'm going to do is experiment between the two. The other stuff here is actually for the feet of the wall, so we're gonna finally get that done right there. These, we were taking a look at them last segment, and of course, guys, what's a Crait segment without, especially now that we get to the end, without minifigures? So yeah, I finally am getting the minifigures in. This is very exciting. I think there's 8 snow troopers here, and I want to say about 40 resistance troopers. I don't need too many snow troopers. I'll probably have a total of like 30 to 50 of them for the mock. As for the resistance troopers, definitely looking to have around at least 100. That's what we're looking at right now. Now, these are just a few of the figures. I do have, let's see if they're over here. I don't know if you could see them, but right there I think I showed them a while ago, but I do have some Resistance Trooper battle packs. I guess they're not sold anymore, but I bought a bunch for Crait a while ago, so I'm going to open those up. Probably not this segment, but in the future, I definitely will be using that probably in like 1 or 2 weeks. But I will put these figures together, and I'll go ahead and put them over here, just so you guys, and probably the trench too, just so you guys have a better, you know, better feel for Crait. I think another thing I'm going to actually get done is, since I'm going to be working over here on the trenches, I might as well finally get this door in. This is something I've been a little procrastinating, the fact that it's just straight up open between where the turret is and the trench. So I need to get that done. Actually, there's a lot to do on the trench, but there's still piping, still need to figure out the final staircase. It's little things, but it's those little things that count. So that all needs to get done. And yeah, so guys, I think what I'm going to go ahead and do, I'm going to start building a little bit. I think I'm going to do the feet, and then we'll do the trench, and then we'll do some rock work, and then the minifigures at the end. I think that's what we're going to do. So without ado, there's a lot to do here. Let's get into this, guys. Let's jump into it now. Oh, okay, so there's actually one other thing. So basically, I'm sure you're just like looking at this like, what is this, David? What are you showing me? So this thing, right? We're going to be working on these mountains, right? Right now, at least on that side, I'm not there yet on this, but on this side, I'm almost getting to the point where I can build up, but it's tricky because I can't see down, especially on the end here, on the end part. So the solution to this, and I didn't really have to deal with this as much with Kashyyyk, but for Crait, what I'm going to be doing is using this right here. I've actually borrowed this. So, believe it or not, these legs come up. It's kind of like a ladder. And it's actually, I think they call it like a painter's ladder or something like that. But yeah, so it's a big, you kind of just stand on it. So if I just step up just like that, I am on it, and it's super sturdy. Highly recommend, if you're building anything ridiculously tall, that one of these painters stands. I think you can get this at hardware stores. These things are extremely useful. So FYI, if you're building tall, I would recommend getting one of these. And what's nice is, as you can see, it's pretty thin, so it should be able to fit down my narrow hallway, or like walkways that I've put together. So this thing should be pretty useful. I'm looking forward to using it. Again, it's very sturdy. I'm not worried about falling off of it or it basically breaking or something like that. But that is something I will have to use. Probably just not quite yet. But when we get up to about the height of right there, I'll need to use it. So yeah, this is different. I'm not used to using a painter's ladder or whatever they call it. But hey, when you're building tall, you got to use something like that. I guess the other option is to use a step ladder. Don't like the step ladder because I can't really move as much. You're kind of just in one place. So that's the issue with that. All right, well, on to building, guys. Okay, guys, so I've actually switched over to a different camera, different microphone. This is the first time where I'm trying a new microphone and camera combination, so do tell me how you like it down in the comments below. Alright, but anyhow, I've been hard at work for quite a while now, actually. And what I've been doing is putting all of those slope pieces down. And you can see I've done it all on just this one side because I wanted to, just wanted to show the comparisons of, you know, what the difference is and show you how exactly that looks. And as you can see, it definitely makes a very big difference. There are areas where I get closer to the actual trench and that probably looks better, and then there's other areas where I could probably do maybe a little bit better on, but honestly I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference in the grand scheme of things. Now the other thing I've been working on is right here. I went ahead and finished, you know, putting all this together, and we'll actually come over here. We'll take a look at it on this side as well. This side, if you guys remember, was very unfinished. This entire area wasn't even covered or anything. But went ahead and closed all that off. Still trying to figure out exactly what to do right here, but I think we're close to finishing. Obviously, we're gonna, you know, have this continue like that to the very edge and all that. It's just a matter of finding some more plate pieces and more tiles and such. Very easy things that can be done later. Now the other thing, other than the slopes and, you know, finishing off the end pieces, and we'll come back over here to take a look at that. And this is actually, I think it's a pretty good design actually, right? So if you can tell, there's something different about the turret. It's right there. So this is what I've been working on. As you can see, like I promised, this whole area was gonna be closed and have that kind of door-like look, and that's exactly what I did. So what I ended up coming up with is I was trying to figure out. I didn't want to try to work, rework the trench or anything like that to take it apart. I wanted, however I was gonna make this to blend in with what I already had, and that was the tricky part, no doubt. So what I actually ended up doing, and I'll just take up the whole turret, is you can see it's just a bunch of side plates. And you can kind of see that the other side is more towards the front than the other one, and that's because of the angle that the trench is at. And so if I put it right back, I'll just actually take this off. It's actually kind of convenient because then I can show you what exactly I did. But this is what I built, right? This is how I did it. And the way this thing works is it just slides right down like that perfectly. And what's even more perfect is that when you connect the turret to this, it is perfectly in line with with it being straight. So it has the turret perfectly straight, which honestly kind of blows my mind. I didn't think it would work that great, but it does. And it has a really good look to it, honestly. It looks like it blends into the trench. It doesn't look obscured or anything like that. I'm very happy with it, so that's awesome. The internal structure is very simple. It's literally just a couple of these things, and that's basically what's going on the inside of it. So I'm very happy with that. Works great. So I'm basically gonna copy this exact design and put it on the other turret over there, put it on that side, and that'll be that. So I'll go ahead and do that, and then I'm also gonna go ahead and put all the slope pieces on this side now, and we'll see what that looks like. So I actually forgot one other thing, and that is the staircase here. So as you guys remember, I did make a staircase long ago in a galaxy far, far away. No, I'm just kidding. And the staircase, it was just kind of sitting against the trench wall, and I never really figured out how to integrate it. Went ahead and figured that issue out, and this is the design I came up with to figure that out. So this red plate here, this 2x4 red, is what's right here behind the trench. And basically this is what I did, is these, as you see here, these top plates, it just kind of fits in like that. I took some pieces out and fit this in. Just uses the hinge plate. I'll go ahead and zoom in. Just uses the hinge plate like that, and the tiles go on top like that. So when you come over on this side, you can see how that all works. So it's a simple yet effective design. I'm very happy with it. Not sure if this pole is gonna be here, but it's just temporarily there right now. So the staircase design is now fully in there. It's not going to go anywhere, and I think it looks really good. It works again within the trench design very well, so I like that, and I think it looks really good. Alright, so now on to more building. Okay guys, so I also went ahead and put all those minifigures together. As I had said earlier in the video, and yeah, as you can see, they look pretty awesome. You can also see that the figures that I bought are actually not the ones from the Resistance Trooper Battle Pack. They're actually from, I believe, the Resistance Troop transport ship. Someone was selling them for these figures for, I don't know, really cheap price. I guess people don't buy Resistance Troopers or something online or something like that. But I went ahead, took a whole bunch of these guys. And the other really awesome figure that I was able to get a hold of is this figure right here. And what's so awesome about him is that this particular uniform is what the Resistance leaders use. So in my probably that room where you see Luke and Leia with all the Resistance leaders behind them, these are the people I'm going to be using. And of course I'm going to change out all of their heads and hair and all of that jazz. They're not all going to be a white male dude. Anyhow, you can see that if we go along here, it has all been finished in terms of putting the slopes. Added this piece right here, so it's just more blended in, looks better. And the other thing I went ahead and did was I started putting in some piping. This is just really rough, guys. I'm going to continue to do this over the next few weeks as we finish up Crait. But I just wanted to try some different things and see what I liked, and so far I'm liking what I'm making. I don't know, I'm just kind of playing around with different things that I think would work, but it's coming along pretty well so far. And then I also added the door frame and the trench on that turret as well, so both of them are all done. What you're seeing right now, where the two turrets are, that is their final positions. They are locked in, and that's that. So all we got to do now is basically just dress up the trenches with both minifigures and details like these. And I still need to put in another ladder. I need to put in another ladder maybe over there. Maybe I'll put in a third one too. But yeah, the other thing I also did is, you can see there's two resistance speeders, ski speeders, and so I have the minifigures from that as well. It's just so funny that I've been building Crait for, gosh, 10 months now, believe it or not. Been building Crait for 10 months, and I only had one ski speeder built that entire time up until now. Just think it's a little funny. I do have a third one that I'm going to build probably next week, but I do find that just a little bit funny. This is just parts. Again, I'll just randomly grab these bins over here, and if I'm looking for a particular part, I'll just go through this and find what I need. But yeah, it looks really good. I'm very happy with how the sloping has definitely changed the trench, and as you guys can see, has definitely blended it in better, at least in my opinion. Yeah. Alright, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to hopefully try to make some, maybe a little bit, couple more salt pieces so I can at least cover up the edge here. And then we're going to do some rock work, and then I'm going to put those minifigures on the inside, or put them somewhere, because they look silly just all lying down like that. So let's see what this looks like, guys. Okay, one more surprise for you guys before we get on to the last part of the mock. This is just so awesome. So just a quick backstory. As you can see, these are 4 custom Lego minifigures, so that means they have custom Lego printing, custom design, so handmade and printed by an individual, not Lego, not the company. I do this myself on my own site, Minifigs for You, but what I don't do is things like this. And I saw these particular figures on Flickr, and I'm sure a lot of you are like, what's Flickr? Or some of you are like, oh, Flickr, because it's kind of a dying website, sadly. Makes me sad, but a lot of you use Instagram nowadays. Anyhow, I saw these figures on Flickr, and the Princess Leia here caught my attention. I was like, oh my god. Like, it was just a 3D render of the figure, and I emailed the guy who makes these figures. His name's Legend C, like the letter C. And I was like, hey man, like I'm working on this Crait mock. Like I would love to have some of your minifigures be part of it. And he was like, oh yeah, sure. I'll send you over the figure. And he ended up sending all 4 of his figures. I only wanted Princess Leia and possibly Luke, and he ended up sending all 4, which was really awesome. And as you can see, there is Kylo Ren, Supreme Leader Snoke, Luke Skywalker, and Princess Leia, all from The Last Jedi. And what makes these guys so special is they're all pad printed. So just to quickly give you a little backstory, there's 2 types of printing when it comes to LEGO custom minifigures. There's pad printing and digital UV ink printing. Without boring you to death, basically pad printing is what LEGO uses, and it's a higher quality print. And that is why when you look at this figure, it looks so good. It's a very, very hard process because it involves a lot of work, especially when you're doing limited edition runs like these minifigures. And they went beyond just printing the front and possibly the arms and back. They also printed the side. The side of the minifig torso is printed. Like the printing is fantastic. And as you can see when I reflect it in light, it has this metallic print to it. And it is just fantastic. Of course, you have a custom head print. Just it looks fantastic. I'm so happy with it. Same with Luke Skywalker. Like the printing is fantastic. We have Supreme Leader Snoke. Again, same type of printing, that you have that metallic like reflection in the light. Like it looks so good. And the detail of the faces are amazing. Like wow. And we have Kylo Ren here. Again, look at all of that printing. Like it's insane. Like the detail is ridiculous on these figures. And just to compare, here's the normal Lego Kylo Ren, and you can just see right away, especially when you look at the side, you are just like, because there's no printing right here, and there is just such a difference. Now, these figures are not your average Lego custom minifigures. These are extreme collectibles. These are like top-end collectibles. Because of the amount of work and detail that goes into these, they have quite the price to them. I believe they... Don't shut off your computer yet, but I believe they go for about $50, $45 to $50, depending on which figure you get. I know that's ridiculous, but honestly, if you're a collectible and you're someone like me who's making a mock, I think the money is worth it. And if you're interested in the figures, I'll link down below. It's a weird process of buying these minifigures from Legend. So you actually have to go to his Facebook page. And you have to just message him being like, hey, I want this figure, and he'll send you a PayPal invoice and he'll ship them out. There's no actual website. It's a little, I know that might seem sketchy to a lot of you, but there is no actual website to buy these figures. You just have to personally message him. I don't know why he does that. I asked him if he was going to actually make a store. He said it's possible, but he's not sure yet. But he did make it very clear that these figures are for collectors, like collector people. Like these are not for your average, you know, Joe Lego collector. This is for a serious enthusiast, and that's what he was making them for. So that's why you have such detail. Like these figures could have been cheaper if he didn't print the side of the torso or any of that stuff, but he wanted to do everything, and I admire when people do stuff like that. They go the extra mile. Yes, you pay probably, you know, $10, $15 more than you would on another custom Lego minifigure, but I do think it's worth it. Especially, you know, if we take Princess Leia here and we bring her over to the mock. I even put a little stud right here so I could put her, and man, does she look awesome. Look at that, guys. That looks fantastic. Like, wow. Looks so good. Like that is the figure I wanted for this mock so badly. And now that I have Luke Skywalker and Kylo Ren, I can have them battle out right here. I also do realize that the Luke Skywalker, that one that he based off of, is the one from Act 2, not the kind of refreshed looking Luke that we see on the battlefield. They actually designed that Luke, but they haven't made it in production. So unless that Luke, the that they're going to make, it gets in production, I'm just going to end up using this one, and I don't think that's the end of the world. But yeah, so these are the custom minifigures. They also come in these cool little like plastic things, little boxes. They're kind of cute, but I think they're really awesome. Again, these are collector's items. I'll link down below if you want to buy them. But I appreciate Legend C for sending these out. These are amazing minifigures that are just like, the quality is fantastic. Like, gosh, they are fantastic, and they are all 100% genuine Lego pieces. They're not like fake Lego pieces being printed or anything like that. So that's nice as well. All right, so we got some other things to move on, so let's go check that out. Okay, as you'll see here, I've been working quite a bit on the rock work. That's coming along pretty well. Some other things I've been working on is putting in this little turret right here, adding some minifigures in the trench. I actually went ahead and did another ladder design, and actually might like this one even better. Let me down in the comments which ladder design you guys like now. But yeah, here's all the parts that I've been using for this. So not only have I been starting to build up the mountain like I promised it was gonna get about to that height over there. Right here is pretty much that height. I just got to fill in this middle thing. But I've also started working here and filling in this side. So as you can see, this is what I think I'm going for. I think I'm going to merge the light gray into the red as it goes up further. I think that's going to have a good effect on it. So yeah, I think that looks good. I like the way it looks from a distance. I think it's looking pretty solid. Alright, the other thing I've been working on is this. I'm sure a lot of you are maybe scratching your head, maybe like, just like what? So I wanted to do, the dust cloud that you see behind the ski speeders. From the beginning, I've wanted to make that out of Lego, and I haven't been quite sure over the couple months of how I was going to do that. So I went ahead and started experimenting, and this is the first design that I came up with. It's an okay design. It has that, poofy cloud look that you would see on the ski speeder, but it doesn't look sleek enough. And so once I built this, I was like, it's okay. It's not the best. So I was like, let me try something different. And that is what I came up with over there. And I think that looks way better. Like, way, way better. And we'll go over here and take a look at this design. So it's not actually finished yet because I wanted to show you guys how I made it. So basically it's pretty simple. You have you have some bricks in here with some side piece bricks holding on to 3 different sides, as you see here, and just building it out with the wedge pieces that I had left over from the trench. And I think it looks pretty good, actually. I like the way it looks. It has a much more sleeker look and a more like whoosh. You can almost like hear the sound when you just look at it. Maybe that's just me, but I really like it. So definitely gonna end up doing this same type of thing on the other side and pushing it a little out. I don't think it'll go longer than where it's at, because if I do it longer, the problem is if it's any longer than how it is right now, then it's just going to be obtrusive to the other parts of the MOG, and I don't want that. So I think this, where it's length at, is fine. Again, this will be built out a little bit more on the top and on the side, but I'm pretty happy with how that exactly looks. So I hope you guys are too. Alright, so that's the couple things that I've been working on. I'm so happy with the minifigures. I'm so happy with how the wall's coming along, and I'm very happy with how the dust cloud behind the ski speeder is also coming along, as well as the additions to the trench. I've also been working on some salt piece, and I'll show you that in just a minute. Last thing I want to do is just go ahead and fill in this wall as promised, and I'll show you the salt pieces that I've been working on, and that'll be it. So let's check that out. Alright guys, there we have it. So I actually tried something new with the time-lapse mode. Just basically using something called a motorized slider. And basically what happens is it's just moving the camera so slowly as the time-lapse occurs in the camera while I'm building. So if that's something you guys like, let me know down in the comments below. But now you guys can see it is all filled in here. Looks really good. I really like it now. Boy, that looks so good now that we have, it's basically halfway done on each side, if not a little bit more. And I think it's looking really good now. We're definitely making a lot of good progress. Saw quite a bit of time involved to get all of this done, a couple hours, but I think it was well worth it. Plus now we have a decent idea of what we're going to be doing here on the side as well, so that's also looking really cool. So yeah, this looks really good. I like the way this looks. The last thing, as promised, is I actually did make more salt pieces, as you can see here. Do want to thank my girlfriend for helping me out with that as well. Going to be making probably a whole bunch more. We're going to try to fill up this entire bin by next week. And as you guys remember, an entire bin of these filled in about all of that area over there. So hopefully we're going to get either 1 or 2 of these bins filled and cover this entire section over here as well. As you can kind of see, it's pretty clustered in here. So it's going to probably be like that for the next 2 or 3 weeks until I finish up building each side of the mountain. That's pretty much all that's left on the outside part now that we've kind of finished in all the trenches and all that detail. So that's pretty much all that's left now. Alright guys, that's going to be it. So we'll go ahead and end it out.
Alright guys, so that's the end of the segment. There was definitely a lot here. I hope it satisfied your Crait desires. Definitely a lot, seriously. I hope it was, you know, up to you guys' expectations. We're getting near the end of Crait now. We're really close, actually. We're only like probably 3 segments away. I think we'll do let's see, it's week 29 now, so there'll be week 30, week 31, week 32, and then I think it'll be a finale. So 3 more segments plus the finale. I'm almost betting on it. Not yet, because I can't promise that, but that's what I'm aiming, is 3 more segments plus the finale. And that would put us in about mid-October, which I think is a good place. What could happen is those 3 segments get kind of spread out over the next month or 2, and we could have the finale at the beginning of November. Because I don't really want to release the finale around Halloween, just because a lot of YouTube videos, it's all like Halloween based, and November's I feel like would just be a better release for Crait. And also, fun fact, that's when Kashyyyk, I believe, that's when the Kashyyyk finale was November, so I feel like, you know, it's the same thing. Plus that would also pretty much almost make Crait being a year long, even though it's not like 52 segments. It would, with the gaps that we had over the span of Crait, it would end up being about a year, because we started, I believe the first episode of Crait was at the end of November, and we'd be finishing up pretty much at the beginning of November. Again, we could do mid-October, could do beginning of November. It's right around there. I promise it's not going to go longer than that. That's going to be it, guys. I'll see you guys next week. Hope you guys have a great and wonderful day. Bye-bye.